A former CIA officer, Andrew Bustamante, was asked what the job is really like. 80% of it, he said, is behind a desk, planning, researching, preparing. 18% is in the field, casing, socializing, meeting. Only 2% is the dangerous work. All of that James Bond stuff, the gadgets, the chases, the shootouts in expensive hotels, that's the 2%. And none of it works without the 80%. Now think about how you run your meetings. Most of us do it the other way around. We walk in and improvise. Nobody's life is on the line, sure, but sometimes a career is. McKinsey asked senior leaders how often their organization's decisions were both timely and high quality. The answer? Only 37%. Not because people weren't smart, not because the strategy was wrong, but because the meetings where decisions were supposed to happen weren't set up to make them. This is what it actually looks like. You call a meeting. You send a calendar invite with a subject line. People file in, someone opens a laptop, and then you start, hoping the room will figure out what it's there for. Some people come prepared to decide. Others come to update. Others aren't sure why they're there at all. One meeting, 4 different expectations. By the time you leave, you've spent an hour of 7 people's time, and the only thing you've agreed to is to having another meeting. There's a framework that fixes this, and it comes from an unlikely place. Education research. In the 1980s, an American educator named Dr. Bernice McCarthy spent years studying how children learn and engage. Her findings were applied to adults, and lo and behold, they were equally as successful. What she found is that people can't absorb information or commit to action unless 4 questions are answered first. She called it the format framework. Why, what, how, so what. Before any meeting, every person in the room needs to answer these 4 questions. Firstly, why are we here? Not because we have a quarterly review. The actual shared objective. When a meeting starts with agreement on why, it's far more likely to end with agreement. Second question, what? What will we cover? Give people a map. Attendees who know the territory in advance arrive prepared. They've had time to think and process. Third question, how? How will we run this? Who is deciding? Who is contributing input? What's in scope and what gets parked? But most importantly, are we brainstorming? Are we problem solving or planning? And finally, so what? So what does this mean for you? Connect the meeting to what matters to the people in the room. Adults engage when they can see the relevance. So before your next meeting, spend 10 minutes answering those 4 questions, why, what, how, so what. Not just for yourself, for every person in the room. Write them down, send them in advance if you can. The CIA officer who said 80% of the job is preparation wasn't romanticizing a desk job. His office is a windowless cubicle. He was explaining why the 2% works. Preparation is what makes the room possible. Most meetings don't fail because people aren't capable. They fail because nobody told them what the meeting was actually for. Set the room up before you walk in. That's the discipline.